welcome back. As you can see, things have improved. um, and I want you to join me on another vlog. I decided to structure this vlog as a week in my life type of vlog, or just dip in and out for this week and see what we do. I film all the videos very similarly to this. That's why we always very scattered. But basically, we do start on Monday. Today's Monday, it's afternoon. You can see how colors shift. We have very yellow lights, which makes it very difficult for art purposes. Why would it be nice to review this week in general? First of all, I started with FinChat just as a way to sort of start building back up. But it is gamifying things is one of the things I do and one of the things I talk about all the time. Just gamify everything you can. Second of things is, and I haven't quite started, so I'm gonna take some now. I got some supplements as well. I got some CoQ10 and ashwagandha, because first of all, ashwagandha was supposedly mentioned to me as a tea, but I went and read some studies that noted that it does help with fatigue and well-being, while CoQ10 I've seen being recommended to chronic fatigue. So yeah, I thought I'll just start taking it. I literally just got it this weekend, so I haven't really started taking it, so we can open it together and start taking it and see if we can boost our fatigue a little bit, which would be nice as we start filming this vlog. So I did some reading and writing, and I'm leaving it at that for today. Wanted to do some painting as I started this painting sometime earlier in my sketchbook, and I'll probably gonna do some this week, so you'll have a way to see it. However, I thought I'll focus on reading and books, and that sort of simplifies the routine rather that I do normally go through like multiple activities every like half an hour or something like that. Anyway, so I'm reading Night Train to the Stars by Kenji Miyazawa, and I'm also started reading Mind Laundry. I literally only hit one chapter of Mind Laundry to get the sense what it is going to be about, but the introduction basically saying that it helps to erase memories is one of these translated fiction parts. So I only recently learned the term healing fiction, a genre almost, which mostly is, I believe, in Korean fiction, and it's very short novellas. And we have Before Coffee Gets Cold, which is Japanese. And one of the things is why they are novellas, because apparently I learned that people tend to read them on the phones, on the go. So I think it's really interesting how fiction, how publishing world is changing, and how there are these new blends of genres that we didn't have before, including like romantasy-ish and cozy fantasy, this healing fiction. We have all these new genres, and like publishing is kind of expanding, and I really love it about it, because at some point in my life it felt really rigid. Really loving that for publishing, to be honest. So, what I'm gonna do today, which again is kind of not quite planned, is take my supplements. One of them is like very soft capsule. It's kind of gross. And the second thing is that I want to do, since I'm focusing on the books, I think the most brilliant thing for me to do is set up for a book club. Anyway, so at the moment, I'm going to set up for a live stream to talk about T.J. Kuhn book, Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and sort of just very short. Usually it's very short and sweet. So I did a little bubble bath, and usually in the morning, and we're still at morning, it's still about 9 o'clock, usually is the best time for me to write and read, and my brain is sort of fresh. So I'm gonna do a little bit more writing while I can, or at least, minimal trial of writing. I did mention, oh gosh, did mention the Finch app, which is little, can't even tell if you can see it. It's a little penguin. I only own like a third day of it, so honestly probably not gonna stick to it because I'm very bad at sticking to one thing, but it kind of makes the achievements more significant even if the achievements are very little. So I wanted to share this painting process is loosely inspired by poetry that I used to write poetry in like school very long ago, and this is loosely inspired by one of my old poems from that time. The poem was mildly talking about cycles and time passing, and each cycle being like a melody, very subtle, carried by triangles of snow, reflections of rainbows, quiet creaks of trees, whispers of moss. And it also speaks how we get like deafened and distanced as we grow older, and that we only have a very bare sense of it vanishing. I also tend to recently start working in my sketchbook and then bringing the same painting to my iPad and then adding details and like changing, doing line art or something like that on my iPad, so the outcome can look very different from the original. Hello, good morning. Today is Thursday. Can't believe so much week has already passed by us. It's really, really unfortunate how quickly it goes. So I'm not really able to film on the days I'm working because I become a cocoon with no energy, honestly. And it's very normal for me. I think I label a lot of things as my fibromyalgia, but I think it's really reams into chronic fatigue at this time because it takes me so much more longer to recover after a work day. So, either way, I played Cult of the Lamb yesterday, and oh my god, I'm obsessed. Because it's funny. Every cultist you recruit, every follower you recruit has his own quirks, and they would be ridiculous. Also, the food you give to them has 15% of immediate pooping. Yep, that's up my alley, poop jokes. Anyway, yeah, I had fun because it's funny, it's dark, it's cult related. I love all the eldritch references because that's like my favorite game, eldritch horror. And yeah, I also finished the sticker the other day. I finished drawing this painting and I converted it into a sticker, which is just like a lady with a cello. Yeah, love it. As a sticker it looks better. I overworked it. I need to simplify my designs basically. But here we are. And today, since I was sick, and I don't know if any of you feel like so bogged down with day-to-day life, but I am constantly everything. So as I got sick, everything got delayed. Not only writing goals and whatever painting goals or creative goals in that sense, but also my adult life and everything in that sense. And I had to like really give myself rest, not jumping into doing too many things. But I'm very overdue a study day. And I didn't want to film this and do this on day of filming, but I'm just understanding that the busy December is coming in and that I won't be able to finish all the studying I'm due. So I kind of need to start tackling it. So one of the things, I always read my BMJ journals as they come in, which is just medical journals. So I never let them overpile. So this is already 3 lots. And, they usually come in an envelope, but I unwrap them because of the address reasons. So I need to just flip through those because it clutters my mind when they start piling out. And I worry that this might not be all of them because 3 is not a very big amount. And then I started today with looking at taxes. Yeah, so that really kicked me because I received obviously tax letter from the governance about taxes, whatever, and that really kicked me into my mind that I need to start adulting today. And so the next part is that I also have some like sessions to do on my computer. So that's what I'm gonna focus on. So at least do an hour of deep studying because otherwise this is never gonna be done. And I need to do at least a few. I know I have 10 modules to do on my laptop. So I need to do at least a few because honestly, the time is just gonna be crazy and crazier. So I might start working on it. I decided to do more adulting, not adultering. I decided to do more adulting and sort of start clearing my spaces as I have a lot of stuff. So I did go through like my trolley here on the side a little bit. Actually the side, like there's like a little section like on the side that it kind of became better. So there's like a metal hanging on it, but it became better. So what I did, even though it's still overflowing, what I did, I basically found a bunch of like things that I got through the years and I don't really use, but I have this impulsivity of starting new hobbies and new crafts and then getting cold with them, like doing it once and then having this entire set of supplies. So the good example is crepe paper flowers. I was doing crepe paper flowers. I did it through like the one season and I bought this entire set, like very fancy set of crepe paper flowers. Crepe paper, which is very good, like very stretchy in comparison to what we get in the shops here, because I had some of that too. Anyway, it was so what did I do is I did a couple of flowers, used a couple of colors. I did some wintry designs, maybe. I remember doing some flowers, and then I kind of got cold with it, and I just has this entire bulk that we've been clogging my craft supplies. So I got that, I got some stickers out, and I even got some sheets from like this book that were not touched. So like there was full sheet of like ghosts or full sheet of like leaves or something. I got those in that lot. I don't want to give, they probably would take it, but I don't want to give any like used sheets because I don't think it's nice. One thing, and some random stickers as well. And the third thing was like punchers, like hole punchers. I didn't give all of them, I left myself a couple. So one is the apple, so like a bunch of these hole punchers. And the biggest ever cluttery part is bunch of like stamps. Again, I minimized it to like I think 2 boxes of these stamps, which again, even though I have them, I don't think I use them. But I still wanted to give myself a possibility to have some sort of, this is like flower and animal stamps I think I have. So I wanted to leave myself a possibility to have at least a few if I do get back into the mood. Yeah, these are main ones actually. And I was like, I don't know if they will take it, if they will take my donation, because I did bring clothing and books and whatnot, because I was like, I need to smoothen it, I need to bring something actually of value. And then I went there, we were like super nice, because we were like, we actually are community centers, so we are gonna use them up and bring more if you have. So I was like, yay, because I was really like eating inside my head, thinking like, can I actually bring them? Do people will just think I'm bringing my clutter, you know, like that sort of thing. But again, I think once trash is someone's treasure, like children would appreciate punchers, would appreciate stickers, would appreciate stamps. A lot of my stamps were barely used. There are a couple of them were more used. I think I tried to be very selective. I might have included a couple of snowflake ones that were more heavily used, but I did definitely leave the most used to myself. So I did try to be selective and as nice. Like I say, with the sheets, I tried to see the ones that are not like used and whatnot. So I tried to be really nice about selecting it, so it's kind of, we could sell it if we really want or able to. We potentially could sell it, but then it's nice to know that I can bring more, even if I'm not, even if it's not so great, because we could potentially use it if we craft, if it's children coming or anything like that.
And then I tried to paint again. There was this old painting of a log that I just painted and painted and painted, and it was not getting anywhere. So, really, I'm not a landscape artist, and I should probably not attempt any landscapes. But basically, I was using the green that it already had and kind of converting into something completely different. I think that was like very lucky because I didn't need to like really repaint heavily with green, and I just use it as a, as you can see, it shines through as it was, and I just kind of wanted to make it like a stone wall. I am actually liking these sort of like close-ups. I did some sort of like mossy stones before, which did really well and looked very well on the wall. So kind of wanting to do another sort of like wall because in my head that stone mossy stones were like living wall. So I had something similar in my head, like, okay, let's just make a part of a wall, really. And it's definitely better in the finished sort of product from where I started. It definitely looks like much better and much more usable or giftable in comparison to the log. So yeah, it was a successful rescue of a bad painting.
Right. All in all, I'm having Costa. It's Monday, and I just wanted to wrap up really saying all in all, the week was not so great. I started really strong on Monday and like Tuesday, and then as I started doing all the like adult tea things, then my like entire energy started like trickling down and disappearing. And I did finish. Let's say easiest if we structurize it in terms of writing goals. I didn't reach the 15,000, but I'm really close, and I'm still not finished the part where I was editing, so I was thinking of doing more today. In terms of self-care goals, I did manage to stick to FinChat for entire week, which is like a big achievement. I did took supplements for entire week. Anyway, but that didn't do anything. My energy levels were up and down anyway. Like, it's uncontrollable. The third thing, then writing goals, reading goals. I finished reading Marigold Mind Laundry. Wasn't one that I vibed particularly with because I think it wasn't consistent for me with before coffee gets cold, it's very strict on its rules and it kind of like gets repetitive. So it wasn't like that rigid and consistent in a time in a frame. Then painting goals or like repainted, let's say. And I kind of like it. I think it does look very nicely, on the wall or something. Like I think it does look okay, like on the wall or something. So yeah, I think it's one of those very non-offensive, very transferable, fitting many different places. I find generally the green makes places better and livelier. So that's a kind of flowery things and beds, very transferable. Don't know why when I think it later about it later, I might be like, oh, and should I repaint? I never able to like utilize my paintings very well. I got some Costa today. Opening advent calendar, feeling December vibes, not doing vlogmas, so I don't have to be like, I do something Christmassy every day. It can be relaxed. So I did manage to hit some self care goals in the sense where like I prioritized resting time versus filming time when I didn't feel like filming. I had some nice social activities where we gone out and had a game session. I had bubble bath and whatnot. Like things that you don't do necessarily every week. And I did my supplements, which is great because I'm very forgetful of doing certain things. So I think in a self-care way, I definitely managed to like prioritize it. Oh, in gaming wise, by the way, gaming wise, I'm so close at finishing Cult of a Lamb. That is scary because I literally just started this week, but most of my stats almost maximized, and I only have like a couple bosses to defeat or something like that. So I feel like it's close to the end as well. So yeah, that sort of thing. It's not too bad. It's not a bad week. It's not very consistent because I had to dip into many different activities. But thank you for being here. Bye bye.